Hey everyone, this is Home Game again. I recently backed Sly Flourish's City of Arches, and I did something I don't normally do. I didn't back the physical book. Um, and I don't regret it because I was able to take the money that I saved by not backing the physical book, which, to be honest, I really love having the books around, and I I'm having a tiny bit of buyer's remorse, I suppose, if I'm going to be honest with myself. Um, but I don't reference the books as much as I would like to. I usually just pull up the PDF. I can access that from my phone. And while I'm sitting on the couch, I can just pull up my phone and go to it and read it, and I read it more that way. Also, most of my gaming is online now, so uh, I don't read the physical gaming books as much as I would like to. So this time, I said, you know what? I really want some other stuff that they have. So I'm not going to back the physical book. I'm just going to buy other PDFs that he has released already. And I watch Sly Flourish a couple times a week. And he always has good content. I own a few of his books. I own the Lazy DM, um, his workbooks. I backed Forge of Foes when he put it out. I backed the physical and digital copies. But this time I said I'm going to back his. He had a bundle, and I don't remember what the bundle was called. I'm just going to call it the Fantastic Bundle because the most of the books in it are called. It's like Fantastic Layers, Fantastic Adventures, Fantastic Locations, and then the Runes of Grendelroot was in there. So I think it was. I don't even remember. It may have been $40 for the bundle. It may not have been that much. I think I backed it like a $70 level or something like that. The Kickstarter's still up. Look up City of Arches. It's an awesome little town where people like pop into it through these arches, and you can find keys to open up other arches, and it's a fun thing. But I got the I got the extra things that I bought through Backer Kit this week. So I haven't given these things like a deep dive or anything. I just want to kind of go over them a little broadly. So let's start with Sly Flourish's Fantastic Adventures. So the nice thing about all of these too, let me go to the right thing here. Nice thing about all of these too is that they all come with art packs. So the artwork that's in this book likely has the coinciding full artwork in a separate folder that came along with it, which is nice. Like it's not just maps; it's like a full art pack of visual aids and stuff. But like I said, I've been watching this guy on his channel. He has the Lazy GM or Sly Flourish. Look that up on YouTube. He has a lot of good content to help people out. So, like I said, I haven't looked at this yet, but I think it's just a series of standalone type adventures. You could probably string them together if you wanted to. It's the 5th edition rule set, of course, but I'm sure they could be tweaked to whatever rule set you want to use. That's a nice one-page summary of the adventures. So that's slick. The Nightblade, the Dwarven Vault, the Well of the Black Sun, Rosethorn, Gleam of the King's Eye. Yeah, he's been writing for a while, and like I said, I've been reading a lot of his hints and stuff. Oh, this gives you some hints. Improvised skill checks, tuning encounters, final words of running these adventures. The maps are all solid. The artwork is solid. This thing intrigued me a little bit as soon as I saw it. Just a hand on the map, and I was like, "What's that?" It's it's a ton of text, so you're obviously not getting just a book of artwork. Notable NPCs, and the philosophy behind the person who made this, Michael Shea, he calls his stuff the lazy GM or the lazy DM is like one of his books. But he really just talks about, getting the most out of the time you put into it. So don't do all this extra crazy stuff and spend 14 hours prepping for your next session if you don't have to, because there's no way that your players are going to go through that much content. You should be prioritizing your prep and maximizing the fun with the least amount of torturing yourself trying to prep for your next game session. Oh, that's awesome looking, dude. So not only do you get this book of adventures by a veteran writer who is proven to be good. I mean, this is his profession. He gets paid to do this stuff. He has some pre-generated characters here. Some nice new role charts for personality traits and stuff like that to kind of give you some inspiration. So he has a barbarian, a bard, and I believe he takes care of all of the notes that you would need. Cleric. Yeah, he must. This is a ton of stuff. Druid. You hear my mouse clicking away. Fighter. Oh man, if these are all characters. Monk, paladin, rogue, sorcerer, warlock, wizard. Tons of pre-generated, and a campaign worksheet. So the DM has something at the end here too. He really centers a lot of his content around the DM's perspective. Fantastic layers. Now, when I bought these, I thought I was getting 4 books. Oh, you know what? Let's go back to the adventures and let's go through some of the art pack real quick. I'm just gonna go through this real quick. Yeah, it's a lot of what's in the book, but these could also be used for other stuff, man. Like this is just a temple, right? It's a small temple, a small tavern. You don't need to only use these in the adventures. You can use these for your own homebrew. Of course, any GM has done any kind of homebrew has definitely like just snagged some maps out of random stuff and thrown it on the table. But yeah, I mean the artwork's good, and all of this is included with that. So that's one book. I just showed you 2 books and an art pack, and I thought I was just buying a book. Next one, layers, and layers comes with campaign seeds for layers to get you into giving you some plot hooks type stuff. An appendix of monsters. You can never have too many monster books. There's a bunch of monsters that you would need for that layer. Chocolate pudding. Auntie Blistermouth. Swarm of poisonous snakes. Challenge rating 2. Yeah, there's a book of monsters. And the layers Nice he hasn't separated by levels, so if you really wanted to, you could just kind of level through these things. You play them all in a row if you want. Start at level 1, the Caves of the Cockatrice. And stop it. Put the monster back. Level 20. Or Hell's Heart, level 20. Look at that cockatrice. Let's just flip to the maps. Those are the most fun for this. Oh, look at that. It's like on the back of a dragon. These are pretty dynamic looking maps, man. Some of the ones I looked at look like they'll drop right into VTT with no problem. Some of them look a tiny bit more questionable, but I believe that the reason these are provided for you is to drop them into VTT. So I'm sure he did his homework and lined them up in such a way that they're easy to flop into any kind of tabletop, virtual tabletop you're using. But man, again, man, you don't just get the book. You get a map pack. And all of these are available to purchase through his website, I would imagine. I know I've seen them advertised there. And they're clearly still available. So he might even have them available through like TTRPG or DM's Guild, because I've gotten some of the stuff from there too. So check out his website for sure. Fantastic locations. Undercity, the Dark Abbey, the Blighted Evertree. Like I said, this guy is a pro, so let's bring up the artwork. Look at that. This is like a lot of theater of the mind type stuff. That's what, like, and I've played games where the rooms are so small, why even bother worrying about movement? You're either fighting this thing or you're running away from this thing, you know? So laying on a grid is kind of unnecessary. The room is small enough that if the room's not 80 feet across, then what are you worried about a grid for? You know what I mean? There's a nice little isometric. Like if there were monsters here, you just say, hey, this is what you got to do to get to it, you know? Which I like, oh, that's awesome. Broken shards of some kind of red crystal floating in the air. Oh, just some kind of infernal machine. Look how big it is. There's a house with a silo here. It's giant. Some of the artwork is pretty stellar here. Pretty nice stuff. So with this one, you get Fantastic Locations, the book, and campaign worksheets. So I believe this is for the GM. It has some reminders for GMs. It has a worksheet, full list of skills here, some random names you could choose from if you need. What status effects do. This is good stuff right here. This is all stuff that you would use, you'd have to reference frequently. Quick encounter building, quick combat mechanics, story thread reminders, quick reference for your for all your players. And this is Runes of the Grendel Root. Actually, it's just the art book. Where's the other book? Maybe maybe it's just an art book. I'm sorry. Oh no, here it is. I didn't open it. Or did I? No, that says art book. Let me go check my downloads real quick. Sorry, guys. Let's look. No, it's the art book. Okay, so it's not. It's not the Runes of the Grindelwald Adventure. It is the Runes of the Grindelwald Root art book. Which still some awesome stuff. So, let's see here. I want to make sure that I'm not just missing something, or if this is what I bought. But even if it is, you know, that's what I bought. Having all the artwork is still nice. Runes to ebook distribution. Let me download. So I went to my Backer Kit rewards just to re-download it and see what it is. But oh, look at this. You have like a blindfolded king over here and a horned king over here. That's interesting. All right. So that was my fault. I just only grabbed the art book for some reason. So this is this is an adventure called Runes of the Grindelwald, and I know very little about it, even though I have heard the name many times. Sly Flourish references it many times on his YouTube page. Let's see if we can find a quick summary of it so we can run through it real quick. Runes of the Grindelwald is a series of 10 short adventures for the 5th edition of the most popular fantasy role-playing game. Designed for characters 1st through 5th level, these adventures take place in the caverns, chambers, tunnels, and ruins of the mountain known as Blackclaw, within which lurks the Grindelwald, a strange power of otherworldly sentience. So this is an adventure for 1 to 5 for 1st to 5th level. And I imagine the player count will be somewhere around 4 to 6. I do not see it there. But usually that's about where you sit. Somewhere around 4 to 6 players. Philosophies of this book. This book is built around a number of core philosophies, all intended to help you, the game master, get the most out of it, and to help you run great games with your players. Situations, not stories. A focus on underground exploration, optimistic excitement, and a place you want to go. So, like I said, I've read some of his stuff. I read some. He has a supplement, or like a kind of like a a connecting adventure that takes you from the box set into Spelljammer. So like I think it's the Essentials kit, or the newer box set, and it takes you from there to Spelljammer. So I've read some of his stuff before. I listen to him at least once a week, twice a week, and he has a bunch of good stuff. He'll team up with other people to finish stuff off sometimes. I think 3 people wrote The Forge of Foes, which is a monster manual that teaches you how to build monsters and how to improvise monsters on the fly and templates to add to monsters. It's a really good book. And all of this, I definitely don't regret purchasing all this stuff. I just wish I had the money to dump on the physical book too, because I like having the physical book, but I had to be honest with myself and say, hey, you never really read those things as much as you would like to. So why don't you just get more content? You know what I mean? So that's all I wanted to talk about. Check out Sly Flourish's stuff, of course. If you stuck it, I made another 20-minute video. If you stuck through to the end, thank you very much for listening. I hope the audio quality was better this time. I had some feedback saying that it was a little low. I'm trying. Please give me more feedback. I enjoy getting your feedback. And do all the normal YouTube stuff if you want, like, comment, subscribe, all that nonsense. I'm not monetized, so it doesn't give me money. It just gives me a little serotonin hit when I see a new person like my page. And thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.